Wild Anaconda versus Krankdud, and it's going to be brought to you by myself, Cerberov, and
Hello, I'm Christoflo.
so we're going to bring you this excellent 100% race here. So let's talk a little bit about our runners tonight. Wild Anaconda, very well known for his 100%. His time, pretty insane. 1 hour and 18 minutes and 6 seconds is his personal best. And Krankdud has a 1 hour, 24 minutes and 36 seconds. Not terribly far behind, so should be a pretty good race.
Yeah, Wild Anaconda actually ranked 6th on Deer Tier. That is, yeah, Krankdud really has his work cut out for him today.
Yeah, but I mean, we've seen stranger things happen in these races, so still should be a pretty exciting race. Wild Anaconda definitely going to be doing new route. It looks like, based on Krankdud's splits, he's going to be doing old route, so it's going to be tough to tell who is ahead, unless Wild is really wildly ahead. And ha ha ha.
So it looks like our runners have already made their way out of Sirius Station. Well done. That was actually, what was that, a 46 on Wild screen? Holy crap.
Yeah, 46.16 by him and a 45.06 by Krankdud. Some very good times, making their way through Sirius Station with ease. And they're gonna land on the planet now, and this is where our race begins.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes or so are pretty standard. Runners will just be going. They already went through Sirius Station. Gonna make their way down to Morph Ball, pick up some missiles, pick up the bombs, and then head down to Brinstar. And that's when things are gonna start getting interesting.
Yeah, once we get the super missiles early, then our route is gonna differ. Wild swag spin jumping through the climb room. Very nice pitless by Wild, and a very nice pitless by Krankdud.
Yeah, the pit room doesn't save you that much time if you manage to avoid all the pits, but it does bless through the rest of the run with good luck.
And good luck is what these runners will need playing this game.
Ooh, and a nice down back by Krankdud. That's not something you see super often.
No, typically you'll see the runners jump off there in a spin jump and then slide over. That's a very nice move by him.
Yeah, Krankdud's movement is actually, I mean, Wild is certainly a established runner, but Krankdud's movement is also super precise.
Yeah, I mean, having a 124 he's no slouch at this game. I mean, it's not like I'm running.
I don't know. With a bit of practice, I think you could be up there.
I think I need more than a bit.
Maybe like a year or two. And we saw Wild going for a D-boost there off the Space Pirate laser. Same with Krankdud, but unfortunately neither of them able to make it. It only saves you about half a second, but then they'll be entering the climb here. They're going to be jumping up the right side of the room, wall jumping repeatedly. You can see both of these runners very adept, very practiced, making their way up with ease.
Yeah, you can definitely tell how tight Wild's wall jumps were. He has done that many a time.
Yeah, I mean, I've fallen down there many times too. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure Wild had it as well. Let's see now he's making his way into Bomb Trezo. Let's see how he does here. So he's gonna need to shoot 5 regular shots with his beam and then 7 missiles, he'll go for a 1-rounder here.
So pretty much anytime a runner gets a sub-5 bomb time, that's just, they're on a good pace. Both of these runners with sub-5 bombs, so that's awesome to see.
Yeah, it looks like Wild grouped the eggs a little bit too close and wasn't able to pick up or have a separate set of missiles to pick up to get his 1 round, but he recovered very nicely there. And Krankdud also defeating Bomb Frieza with ease.
Yeah, they'll be heading towards Alcatraz right now, or as I like to call it, Alcatraz.
Yeah, it is definitely the first difficult trick in a Super Metroid speed run. Both runners making it through that with ease, making it look easy.
Yeah, and you'll notice actually Wild did a bit of a hop there just before the E-Tank. That's to set himself up for a so that he can line up the shots against those waivers, or yeah, I think those are waivers. And then hit the door and just go straight on through there, holding out his momentum. So that's actually a neat little trick. You see these runners, the level of optimization and precision at which they played this game, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Those are indeed waivers.
These elevator times, man, these runners so fast. This is a good race. This is a real treat to watch these two runners face off against each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Wild not getting the first damage boost. Oh, and taking damage off the waiver, unfortunately not able to set up the second damage boost to get him across the room on the way back to come back. It looks like Krankdud, you know.
I was about to say the same thing. Krankdud getting both of those damage boosts, so he's going to make up a bit of time there.
Yeah. Very good for him. Now up next comes a very tricky, very tight mock ball to reverse mock ball and get out of this room and go pick up the missile pack in the first room there.
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of optimization coming up, which I think we'll see Wild Anaconda go for. You want to get the mock ball, and then after the mock ball, you want to quick fall through the blocks there, which and then you want to jump out through there. And let's see if you can get it. Oh, he doesn't.
No, Wild gets the mock ball. And so does Krankdud.
But yeah, they wanted to. You can see Krankdud actually going for the quick fall, so he can jump his way through there. So I think he actually got it.
Yeah, it's close. Oh, interesting. He opting not to go for the quick fall through. Yeah, Wild actually with his setup, he didn't go for the quick fall through, which I think is actually kind of interesting. Maybe he feels it's not consistent and it's just faster to go the other way.
That's true, actually. We want to see consistency out of most of these runners, just because they're in a race setting, and if they're doing risky strats, then really screw them over.
Yeah, exactly. You know, with a runner, you know, where he might feel that Krankdud's time is close enough that he wants to play it a little bit safer with his strategies today, and that way, you know, he can ensure the victory, whether he needs it or not. You know.
Absolutely.
That's a good question. What are the standings of these guys in their respective groups here?
I'm going to hazard a guess and say that Wild is first in his group, while Krankdud's probably second in his group.
Yep, that is exactly correct. And they are both 3-0, so this is going to determine who wins their group. As everybody else is almost done. JC has a solo run coming up, but that's going to put him at 1-3, as the only other runner who does not have all 4 races in is Rupee Jar, who was disqualified for not showing up.
Yeah, not showing up, definitely not an optimal strat in these races.
Nope, definitely not an optimal strategy. But yeah, it looks like Leodox is 2-2. So this is for all the marbles in their group here. So it's quite possible that we're seeing Wild take a little bit safer strategies tonight to ensure the victory, to take that first place and get the better seed into the single elimination rounds.
Wow, and it's superb crate entrance by Wild there. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, it just shows how much practice he has at this category. This is his category, 100%. You know, this is kind of his baby. He will talk and promote it 100%.
He will talk and promote it 100%. Indeed.
That's right. That's right. And if you want to learn this category, he and Sweetnum did a very good tutorial for this category.
Yeah, I think the tutorial is like 8 hours. So if you have 8 hours to kill, you should check out. I jest, but really, it's a legitimately amazing tutorial, and it goes through the category room by room. So definitely check it out if you're learning the category.
It is 8 hours long. I have watched a good portion of it. I don't know that I can say that I've watched all of it, because I watch portions of it for whatever section I'm trying to work on, but it's really good. It's worth the 8-hour watch.
Definitely. Krankdud having a little bit of difficulty there. He gets health bombed by mini Kraid, and he wants to go into Kraid with full super missiles. So that's very unfortunate, and he's going to have to go back and reset the room there. That's too bad.
Yeah, he has 4 now, but as he enters into Kraid here, so I think
those damage boosts by Wild, holy crap! That room just after Kraid's lair, holy crap, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, being able to fly through there at that speed is actually what is really impressive in there. Just, it's very natural how he gets the damage boosts in. You know, and that's the kind of thing when you are running this game that you want to have that fluidity, right? Krankdud gets a very nice damage boost in there as well.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the harder damage boosts to get. That room is actually incredibly challenging to do optimally, so nicely done by both of our runners. Yeah. Unfortunately for Krankdud, Wild has a tremendous lead over him right now, as he's faltered just a little bit coming into this first section of the game here.
Yeah, we did see him fall into the water there just before Spazer, and that was a bit of a time loss for him. You know, and his movement thus far has not been as good as it needs to be to keep up with a runner of Wild's caliber. So, you know, he's going to have some time to make up. But that being said, there is still a lot more race to go. So anything can happen here.
Yeah, Krankdud's definitely a little bit frustrated with his pace. I mean, I'm sure he knows that he's had some better runs, and Wild is certainly an intimidating opponent. So,
absolutely, I can completely sympathize, having raced Oats and Goats earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, that would again be a pretty intimidating opponent. Oats and Goats, the any % world record holder. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only did he crush me, he PB'd that run.
Yes, I remember that run. That was a good run.
Certainly was for him.
But like anything can happen too, and I mean, you hear us say that a lot, but legitimately, Zosty, the world record holder, did lose a race to Steel and Bread, who we watched race a couple hours ago.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It was earlier that day that Zosty had lost that run to Steel and Bread. So, you know, he took a chance in the gauntlet and ended up dying, and then had to restart with a 30-minute time loss. You know, that's a tremendous time loss for any runner.
Yeah, and it definitely just goes to show that no runner is above dying at any point. Well, not any point in this game, but there's plenty of points in 100% where you can die. Oh, man. Do you want to talk about this item upcoming that Wild is about to pick up?
Oh, the speed booster?
Yes, it's very useful in a speed run.
Lets you go fast.
Boosts your speed.
Does boost your speed. You go faster. Because you can already run, but look at this. Look at this. Oh, that beautiful blue.
Very wise choice by WildAnaconda picking up the speed booster in this speed run.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's not much of a choice, as he is required to pick up all of the items in the game. But still, picking it up earlier is probably better.
Most likely. I mean, I'm not sure, but it seems good so far.
Well,
Wild going for a bit of a deboost. He's actually a bit too quick on his controller inputs, so he's deboosts back onto the platform that he was just falling off of.
yeah, he wanted the damage boost on underneath there, and it would have carried him all the way back through and down to the platform below with the pink door on it. But unfortunately, you know, he was just a little too fast there, too quick on the draw. Oh, look at this. Krankdud also choosing to pick up Speed Booster and go fast.
That seems to be a wise choice by both of these runners. Very impressive.
Yeah.
And we see him actually not farming there. Could this mean that he is going for new route?
No, his splits have grapple there coming up next. It could be just a time save thing that he didn't want to farm. That does mean he's going to be low on super missiles. He will have the one super missile required for the to open the croc door, but he's not going to have any.
Well, now he has none.
Wave beam, yeah. I don't know what he's doing now.
I think he's aware that he can get the super missile drop from King Kakatak atop his throne on Bubble Mountain, so he'll be okay.
Yeah, man, that's probably what he's banking for. That Kakatak can drop nothing. So hopefully it favors him when dropping what he needs.
Yeah, more often than not, those Kakataks will drop super missiles if you need them. So,
Yeah,
and it looks like
yep.
King Kakatak being very generous with his treasure today.
Yeah, gets exactly what he needs. That's going to be he's given the super missile he's going to need for the door to go into Crocomire. Yep, and we see him go down.
A very nice mock ball from WildAnaconda. That is, oh shoot, he's just narrowly missed the gate there. That's he didn't have quite enough momentum. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that ice escape mock ball is tight. Those gates start to close before you gain control of Samus when you enter the room. So just like in the room with the early supers. Now that one gives you a little bit of time because it's off screen, and therefore it won't start to close until it comes on screen. But it's right there.
So we can actually see at this point the two runners have their routes have diverged a little bit. Krankdud making his way fighting Crocomire. He's doing old route, while Wild picked up Ice Beam heading straight towards the wrecked ship.
Yeah, Wild showing off there with Alpha Spark, very nicely done, and Krankdud making quick work of Crocomire.
Just showing off a little bit with a nice little speed keep.
Yeah.
I think Krankdud should have got the wraparound shot on the other side of the room, so it looks like he was just shooting at the wall there, but he actually was opening the door from the other side of the room.
Yeah, it sounded like he got the door, so let's see with his spark perfect.
Yeah, and that setup is pretty tight.
Yeah, it's about 4 or 5 pixels there before you will either bonk the pillar or the ceiling above the door. Interesting, choosing to farm there real quick.
Definitely not a bad idea. Oh, and Wild was going for the speed booster strat, shine spark into the side hoppers, but just narrowly missing the actually charging the Shine Spark there, so he's going to have to drop a Power Bomb, which does cost him a couple frames of lag. I mean,
Yeah.
he'd have to drop the Power Bomb anyways, but hitting the side hoppers beforehand will save him those lag frames.
Yep. We see Krankdud picking up Grapple Beam. Nailing those grapple strats over the missile pack up to the top there.
Yeah, making it look easy. I believe we call that one the Indiana Jones.
Yeah. You really do need to be Indiana Jones to hit those.
Wild going for Ocean Fly. Let's see if he can hit the door before it closes.
His setup looks good. And nails it.
So that's a super impressive strat. Saves you so much time. However, his health is going to be real low going into Wreck Ship. This is going to be a really tough Fantoon fight, I think.
I think he's used to it. So 137 plus change in reserve. I think he's going to be okay. He will probably go for a 2-round Doppler.
That's true, yeah. And I think he's run this category a couple times, so I think he knows what he's doing at this point.
He definitely knows what he's doing. Yeah, there's Krankdud farming a bit to pick up some much needed supers. Only got 2 though.
He will be able to farm these cack attacks going out of here though, and there's a few cack attacks or I believe just one cack attack on the way out of North Fair where he should be able to farm that one.
Yeah, there was those 2 there, and that gives him a much nicer cushion of 4. Oh, looks like Wild's gonna go for X Factors. Pausing there to turn off his Ice Beam and Spacer Beam.
Fantoon notorious for killing runs.
Notorious for killing Samus.
That too. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but Wild just making it look easy, nailing all 4 of those X-Factor particles as soon as Fantoon opens its eye.
Yeah, Krankdud setting up for Alpha Spark here. Can he get it? Very nice 2-round from Wild.
And a very nice Alpha Spark by Krankdud. It's a little unassuming what he did there, but he jumped and he got that little bit of extra height, which allows him to shoot and fall through the door without jumping through it in that next room. Saving him like a quarter of a second. So nicely done, Krankdud.
Yeah, very nicely done there. Wild getting ready to clean up the wreck ship.
Yeah, do you want to talk about what's upcoming for Wild here?
Sure. So he's going to pick up these 2 super packs, both on the left and the right here, and then after that he's going to head into the Spiky Death Room. That room is going to have some platforms that fall in the room, and each of those platforms will do 100 damage to Samus if she gets hit by them. So you do not want to get hit by them.
Yeah, Spiky Death Room. Some of our runners, all too familiar with dying in there, especially in tournament races, can be very unfortunate. That room is very unforgiving. If you make one misstep, it'll just kill you.
I died in that room 3 times in my first run.
Did you ever go for the safety strat of picking up gravity first and then going back for it?
No, not in this tournament. So Wild getting hit
what are
by
you
that
doing?
platform immediately.
Oh, Wild! Oh my God!
He having just enough in reserve, because if he had more in reserve, he could have gotten hit by that platform twice, and that would have spelled game over for him. Let's see how he does. He cannot afford to fall into this water. The Skullterras there will do 40 damage to him, plus the spikes at the bottom. Now, the spikes only do about 18 or so, but making it over there and picking up that energy tank, that was definitely edge of the seat moment.
That was unbelievable. Yeah, like you were saying, if Wild had a bit more energy in his reserves, that would have killed him. So that's, holy crap, that was,
Yeah, very, very dicey. Making his way back through the spiky death room, no problems. Yeah, the other problem with that room that we didn't mention earlier was the fact that it's filled with water, and at this point, our runners do not have gravity suit, which you were inquiring about. And gravity suit makes it a lot easier to move through those rooms. But yeah, I just actually, after the first run, I spent 2 hours practicing that room alone.
Yeah, that's totally fair for that room. It's you can practice it for 2 hours and still die in it in a race, as I have experience with. Wild making his way through the work robot room. He's going to try to clip through these work robots. They may or may not agree with him.
Yeah, definitely the fastest way to go through clipping them. But yeah, looks like he got the first clip, but missed on the second. Just missiling them down. He has plenty of ammo.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about 100%. You have tons of ammo, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, excuse me. You do have to worry about nice speedball by Krankdud there. You do have to worry about your ammo at the beginning of the game, but toward the end of the game, forget it. You just have so much.
Totally. Krankdud showing off a bit. He's gonna be fighting Fantoon, everybody's least favorite ghost. Let's see what kind of fight he has. His energy, he should be totally fine for this Fantoon fight. Let's hope his he's wow, that's a nice opener from Fantoon, giving him a fast pattern. I think he's gonna go for a Doppler here.
Now he has a power bomb selected. He's definitely X Factor.
It's a bit of an old school strat, buffering the X factor with a pause there.
Yeah, unfortunately missing on 2 of those particles. That means he's gonna have to wait until they go away to be able to shoot again.
Oh, it looks like Wild entering the bowling room. This room is, I think it's a fantastic room. One of my favorite things to do here, because I mean, there's a few strats that you can do. My favorite is to I like to check Tinder, MySpace, Facebook.
MySpace, that's an old one.
Yeah, I figured I could throw you off there. I actually checked MySpace before the stream, and that website looks very different than it did in 2006.
Can't say that I recall what it looked like in 2006.
Anyways, Krankdud making quick work of Fantoon.
Yeah, very nice. Interesting that Wild did not set up the work robots in bowling from the top. That is a strategy that we see the top runners use, like Zost and Oates and such, and Behemoth even. Not to discount him, as he is second. But what they do is they fire a couple of charged shots at the top of the room there, and then it sets the work robots into the hole, and then they drop a power bomb just at the end, and that blows away the Chozo statue there. And they just get down there, and they can run through there without having to do anything.
Yeah, that strat, actually, I believe it's called the TAS bowling strat, so you can imagine the difficulty of it if it's named after the TAS strat.
Yeah, it's very tough. I saw one night Stray Varus practicing it, and like for a few hours he was practicing it, and I think he got it once.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Also, Wild with an absolutely spectacular speedball through that narrow passageway there. Nicely done.
Yeah, and that's really tough because you can get caught there since that passage is 1 block up.
I love the strat that Krankdud's going for, the Shine Spark through the spiky room of death. I've been practicing that. It's so hard to do. Once you get it consistently, you're never going to die in spiky room. So I really appreciate that choice.
Yeah, it's definitely definitely a nice strat, and it's kind of swag getting that Shine Spark there. Now he has Grapple Beam here, so he is definitely safe to get this energy tank. Wild making his way, picking up criteria power bombs. Let's see how he does with this wraparound to get the gauntlet spark.
So here's a question for you. Do you know why it's called the wraparound shot?
Well, I believe there is a Super Metroid runner who cannot wrap his head around how it works, but it actually, if you want, we can explain how it really works.
If I mean, by all means. I've had it explained a few times, but I legitimately still can't wrap my head around it.
So essentially what happens in the game's memory, there is a second copy of the room. And the second copy of the room is only on the far right there. So what happens is doors that are on the left, you can, your beam will travel about 2 blocks or so off screen. And so these copies of the room, the doors in the copies have the same basically identifying value. So when you fire your beam and it travels the 2 blocks off the screen, and if it hits the door in the copy of the room, basically what happens is the game sees that the door was hit, and since it has the same identifying value, it registers that the door on the far left hand side of the room was hit, and it opens it. Hopefully that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. I like to believe the shot just travels all the way around the planet and opens it from the other side.
Yeah, that's actually just much cooler.
Anyways, we can see. I would like to point out some of these mockballs that WildAnaconda is doing. They're just absolutely insane. Some of them are just such marginal time saves, but he's still going for them and pulling them off with ease.
Like that one.
Looks like it's in a minute or two here. Well, excuse me, about 30 seconds. It's gonna be time for Krankdud to check his Tinder, his MySpace, possibly even his Instagram. Anything could happen.
Well, wait. We have Wild visiting the Etacoons here, getting that extra fanfare.
Yes, the Etacoons, the reason for there being 101 item fanfares.
Yeah, Krankdud, very nice bowling spark there. Oh, Wild choosing to skip over the Decora. How unfortunate.
I think it would be a real shame if it was left on the planet when it blew up.
No, I don't think so.
You're right. I was just humoring somebody. I don't think that would be a shame at all. I'd actually be pretty excited about that.
Yeah, we don't save the animals here.
So we can see Wild going for the Mission Impossible, grabbing those power bombs, and he's going to be trying to jump his way out through that room there. Ooh, narrowly missing the setup there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, his setup looked good, but that's a tricky, that quick fall through. Those blocks just have a mind of their own.
Definitely. Krankdud needs to watch his health. He only has 238, so I think he might actually be stopping at the ship before he goes for the wraparound gauntlet spark. Excuse me.
Whoa! Look at this! WildAnaconda choosing to get the Spore Spawn super missiles through the back door. Unbelievable. That is new. That is new. Must be a new strat.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Last race, we did see White Mage Becky going for the Spore Spawn kill. That was pretty slow, so that's going to save Wild about 3 minutes there.
Yeah, unbelievable. I expected him to go and kill Spore Spawn.
I mean, we were all hoping for it, but not today. We'll see if we can get a Spore Spawn RTA tournament coming down the Speed Gaming calendar.
I don't know. Behemoth's time is pretty amazing.
Actually ridiculous. What is it? 5 minutes, 50 seconds?
Yeah, 5 minutes and yeah, something like that. Just under 6 minutes, 5:52 or something like that. I watched it earlier today. It's 2 rounds, Spore Spawn, with no supers. It's mind-boggling.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and there it was. Krankdud did make the ship trip. That will give him a very nice margin for his Gauntlet Spark.
It will cost him about 10 to 15 seconds, though, I think, saving at the ship. Or not saving, recharging, because it just takes a while to refill your energy there.
Yeah, it does count up everything. But, you know, not dying saves a lot more time.
Very true. It looks like Wild is going to drop a power bomb for good luck. Not a bad idea.
Now, what that really does is it opens up the door up there at the top, which is a power bomb door. So when later on they come back, it saves them waiting for that power bomb to explode.
Oh, so that's what that was for.
Yeah, save those frames. Oh, Wild missing the blockbuster there. Very unfortunate. That is a very cool strat where he keeps Blue Suit as he goes through the door there and breaks the crumble blocks in Red Tower, allowing them to fall down just that much faster. Krankdud taking it safe to pick up these 2 missile packs here in Gauntlet. Oh, Wild getting grabbed by that Yappin Maw.
He does send a message, though, and fires a super missile into its face, which actually releases him, it looks like. So that's not a bad recovery.
Yeah. Oh, that scissor just trolling Wild, breaking him out of his short charge.
Nice mock ball by Krankdud. Meanwhile, WildAnaconda grabbing Main Street missiles with a second try short charge. That short charge, the margin for error is very small, so very nicely done by Wild.
Yeah, it's a 3-tap.
It's a 3-tap or it's a stutter 3-tap, I believe. I was practicing this yesterday. Holy crap, it's so hard.
Yeah, I don't go for it. I just go up top.
So, if you've ever played this game casually, I have no idea how you would find these missiles that Wild just picked up. Like, thinking about it now.
I found them using X-ray, and like I remember finding them because I would wall jump. Where Wild actually fell down onto, you can get up there and then you can actually X-ray and discover those missiles. Another thing that I noticed earlier today is that Mama Turtle, when she's on the edge of the room, will actually take you up there. And I noticed that with Wild Becky, White Mage Becky's run. I'm now mixing WildAnaconda and White Mage Becky. Sorry. I noticed that with her run earlier today. While she was standing on Mama Turtle actually lifts you up. And if you're on that edge, she takes you right up to those missiles.
Yeah, Mama Turtle living on the edge, taking you to some missiles. Sorry, that was awful. Not my finest. Anyways, Wild, he's going to be grabbing the Meridia Beach missiles. Meanwhile, Krankdud going for some Brinstar cleanup.
Yeah, I think he just wants to work on his tan right here.
Not a bad strat. This room that Wild is in, or the room that he just cleared, probably my least favorite room in the entire game, because I don't think there's a good way to get through this. If you watch the 8-hour tutorial that we were talking about earlier that Wild and Sweetnum did, I believe their strategy for that room was, and I quote, just get through it.
Yeah, that sounds like them.
So this room totally sucks.
Yeah, there's a really cool mock ball that Wild actually just missed that you can get that will allow you to like get through that room a little bit faster. But it's really tricky to get that. Oh, Krankdud also choosing to skip Spore Spawn. Now I have to throw my hands up in the air and I don't know.
Unbelievable! Did both of these runners just figure that out?
I've got to go home. I can't take it anymore. No Spore Spawn. I thought I was going to get some DLC.
Yeah, that was the hope for tonight. Sorry to disappoint everyone. You just have to watch these amazingly fast speedruns.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, so what happened there? Wild, wow, that was actually insane. Wild going for a quick kill on Botsmoon, opening up with an X Factor, and then wanting to fire 6 super missiles into his face. However, one of the X Factor particles did miss, but he was able to manipulate its position back into Botsmoon's face, recovering, and then only needed to fire 6 more super missiles. So that's actually unbelievable.
Yeah, that just shows the skill that Wild has with this game.
Immediately afterwards, choosing to diagonal spark into the Coliseum.
That was definitely unintentional.
Still not a bad Coliseum by Wild.
Yeah, recovering nicely there though, making his way through Coliseum. The one sad part about this is he does not have grapple, so he will not be frying any shrimp today. We're going to be seeing Shine Sparks to kill Dragon from him.
Definitely the more challenging strat, but definitely faster if you can nail it. So let's see if he does. Meanwhile, not too much to say on about Crank's run as he's just making his way through Brintstar. Just some cleanup there. Also dropping that power bomb for good luck.
Yep.
Looks like Wild was going for a spike suit there, just for more swag points.
Very nice first Shine Spark.
Yeah, most of the X Factor particles connecting, so nicely done by Wild.
Yeah.
Unbelievable Dragon!
And Krankdud gets Blockbuster too at the same time.
Wow. Oh, wow. Ha, this is unbelievable. These two runners, just this skill level is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Don't be fooled by Krankdud, being slightly behind here. WildAnaconda going for spike suit, but unfortunately missing it. So he's gonna have to go through the Coliseum the normal way. Space jumping it.
So it looks like Krankdud. He nails the short charge in Main Street missiles as well. That's so impressive.
Yeah, that's very nice. Very well done by him.
Anyways, looks like Wild is going to be he's going to be doing some cleanup in Meridia, and I think he's going for the speed keep strat here.
Yep, hopefully. Okay, good. He did make it. There is potential to soft lock if he loses his blue suit in between those speed blocks. They will reform around him, and he will simply be stuck. Only option to get out is a Crystal Flash clip, but he has way too much life. Way too much energy, and not enough ammo either.
Yeah, so very we definitely don't want to soft lock in this race. It'd be very unfortunate.
Yeah. Nice Shine Spark up the fish tank by Krankdud there, after picking up Mama Turtle E-Tank and missiles. And here we go, WildAnaconda going for Ice Clip.
Yeah, Ice Clip, excuse me. Definitely the reason that most runners go for new routes. As you can see, Wild, he did make a slight misstep there, so he's going to have to go back and reset the room. But this is what allows New Route to be possible, because typically you'd need grapple to get into this room, but he's able to just clip through the floor, second try, not losing much time. Nicely done. And now he'll be saying hello to Shaq Tool and opening up his Tinder.
Yeah, he hopefully does not kill Shaq Tool here. He needs Shaq Tool to get all the way through. There is a fancy pants move that he can do, shooting the snail at the end of the room, and it will break the bottom blocks a little bit sooner than Shaq Tool will, and that will allow him to get through just a little bit faster. So let's see if he goes for that.
Yeah, WildAnaconda is all about the fancy pants strategies.
And there it was. There it was. Especially in the pants room.
Yes, it is in the pants room. That's what it's called. I totally forgot. That's really funny.
Well, Shaq Tool room is Shaq Tool room, but the room before with the ice clip is the pants room.
Yeah, that's awesome. Aptly named because it looks like a pair of pants. So Krankdud's going to be making his way towards Botspoon pretty quick here. I gotta say though, it's gonna be really tough for him to top Wild's Botspoon there. That was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it was very nicely done by him. Nice X Factor.
Yep. 1 round Botspoon, so that is faster than Wild's Botspoon, but not as much swag points, unfortunately.
Wow, recovering the X Factor particle. WildAnaconda picking up the most powerful beam in the game, Plasma Beam. Short of Hyper Beam, that is, but we're not going to see that for any length of time to make that terribly useful.
Yeah, it appears as though Krankdud did miss the halfie, so he's got to be a little bit frustrated there, losing a bit more time. He needs to make up his time against Wild.
Yeah. Wild missing that, and that could have, if he hit that could have made up a good amount of time for him. But let's see, he can pick up the blue suit from Dragon here and get the reverse halfie, and that will pick up some time. What's that?
That Cack Attack Alley from Wild is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I believe that's the fastest way to do that room. Just unbelievable. This level of precision that Wild has. I keep saying that word, unbelievable, because that's all I can say. I'm just blown away by the level of skill of these runners.
Yeah, it just goes to show the practice and polish that Wild has put on his 100% runs.
Also getting the Coral 2 D-Boost.
Oh, no! Okay. Wild clipping through that last... Oh man, I thought we were gonna see a soft lock, and that was just gonna be terrible.
This run, both of these runners just having me on the edge of my seat. Everything about these runs.
Wild, keeping us on edge.
Whew. Anyways.
Krankdud not getting that blue suit, so he's going to have to go through Coliseum there, the space jump way as well. And that should be the last item in Meridia for Wild. He's gonna head down to Norfair now.
Yeah, let's get you out of there. Norfair is a horrible place. Did I say Norfair? I meant Meridia.
Yeah,
Either
Meridia.
way, let's get out of Meridia. This place sucks. It's a watery hellscape.
Yeah, Meridia is the most technical portion of this game. A lot of item collection, a lot of really cool strats, and just very tight movement required. Here we see Wild going for Kraid missiles before going into Norfair. I like that. Picking them up now. You definitely don't forget them that way.
Yeah, I actually think that's the item that I've forgotten the most in my runs.
Look at this, showing off. Oh, missed his speed key.
Firing a missile into the wall for good luck as well.
Well, you know, that wall, it was mean to him earlier on in the day.
Yeah, it did shoot him a look, so I don't blame him.
He needed a missile. Alright, here we see Krankdud picking up the Meridia power bombs. Gonna head over to Splingball. Let's see how the Crumble Shaft treats Wild. Very straightforward pants room for Krankdud. Nothing fancy over there.
Oh, and it looks like it's Krankdud's time to check his tender.
Yeah, it looks like he's loading up a Quake.
Wow,
here.
this is an amazing strat.
Going to run through level 1 of Quake, the original Quake, by the way. Very nice speed running through that level.
Wow, 27 seconds. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Now we're back to Super Metroid.
And WildAnaconda getting the Chronic boost. Entering into lower Norfair.
Krankdud with the Spling Ball.
Yep. See, now that was a strategy that you didn't mention earlier when WildAnaconda picked up, or was sitting in Shack Tool room.
Yeah, I can't believe I missed that one.
Playing a level of Quake.
That's a new one. I'll have to try that one.
Yeah. See if you can speed run the first level of Quake while you wait for Shack Tool.
Wild making his way through the lavatory, flushing the acid down.
Yep. Gonna pick up Golden Chorizo missiles.
He is in Spling Ball form, so if he just holds A, he'll be fine.
Yeah. Safest way. I still miss that sometimes. I don't know how, but I still miss it.
It can be really frustrating. Costs you upwards of a minute.
Yeah.
I believe we saw one runner yesterday, was it? Who unfortunately missed that twice. Still pulled off a 122.
Yeah, earlier today there was a runner who missed it 4 times. So just super frustrating when you miss that. Super unfortunate as well.
So Wild there with a super fast Golden Chorizo kill. He was able to do that, cut the fight in half by crouching, aiming upwards, and firing. Every time he does that, it hits GT twice, which makes the fight go twice as fast.
Yeah, you can just stand right there by under his feet, and he can't hit you either, which is really nice. Looks like Wild does not have, yeah, didn't get the Shine Spark to get the fast pillars, choosing to simply screw attack through those pillars. Now in the worst room of the game, which is definitely not the worst room of the game in a 100%. Another trolley area here. Hopefully he does not fall down after picking up these Mickey Mouse missiles. I think the developers just decided that they wanted to make speedrunners' life miserable.
I mean, there's certainly tons of ways that this game makes me miserable, so they've done a good job.
Yeah. Especially with crumble blocks.
That's definitely one of them.
Oh, let me count the ways crumble blocks are awful.
So Wild actually tidying up those those key hunters. When he drops the power bomb there, it's actually going to save him quite a few frames of lag, so not a bad idea.
Yeah. I personally like to screw attack through them, but Wild's charged plasma beam, does nice work there. And if they're not in the right position, screw attacking through them can cost you a little bit of time because you'll have to basically go get them, which can. Oh, Wild!
Oh no, Wild! They go through the second spike there. A good choice, except he was a little bit too late, so he gets stuck in the acid.
Yeah. Lost quite a bit of health there. That's alright, he has a ton of it anyway, so I don't think it's going to affect him in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I think he has a fairly sizable lead over Krankdud right now, despite the fact that their routes will, converge after a certain point. I think Wild definitely has the lead right now.
They will converge at X-ray scope, and I would concur that Wild has a sizable lead, given that he is now entering Ridley, and Krankdud is just entering into entering Norfair after his Meridian cleanup.
The Ridley fight's in 100%. Definitely one of my. I prefer this over the any percent Ridley fight, as you can be just unbelievably lazy and get hit by his tail a whole bunch, and it doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah, you have a million energy plasma beam, which the difference between 60 shots and 20 shots, pretty huge.
Yeah. Also, the difference between 2 energy tanks and 10. Pretty sizable.
Maybe. I don't know.
Trust me, I know math. Okay, I've done this. This.
Despite having 2 degrees in mathematics, I don't know that I'm terribly good with it.
That's fair. I only have 1 degree in math, so.
I think the more degrees you have, the worse you are.
I would be inclined to agree.
Yes.
Just to make myself look better. So it looks like Wild picking up the Firefly E-Tank. He's going to set up for a nice D-boost off of that Firefly. Trying to land on that frozen Firefly, but unfortunately just barely missing it. So,
yeah, that's a very tight damage boost. Ooh, this is a very nice speed keep up, picking up that missile pack and blowing up the bricks up the top there.
Yeah, that strat is pretty challenging. So, Krankdud making his way into Lower Norfair, entering the dragon. At the same time, Wild is exiting Lower Norfair, making his way out of the Three Musketeers, picking up the Franker Z missiles.
Yeah, where are those Franker Z's, chat?
Ooh, a nice deboost by Wild, but just falling ever so slightly short of the platform there.
Yeah. Picking up the last reserve tank of the game now. While we see Krankdud entering into Golden Chorizo. Yes, Golden Chorizo.
I was about to ask, did you say chorizo?
Hey, I'm a little bit hungry now.
It's like Wild dropping another powerbomb for good luck, while Krankdud picks up the screw attack.
Yeah, so that power bomb opens up all the blocks on the other side of the room. It's going to allow him to just basically get out of this room faster, rather than going through the stupid, in my opinion, morph ball maze.
Yeah, that room's pretty frustrating. And now we can see him going back down towards Crocomire. He's going to fire one shot into Crocomire's face and hopefully kill him.
Yeah, if you have seizures, you probably do not want to look at the screen.
Yeah, so the plasma beam enters Crocomire's face and hits him about 300 times, which makes him walk into the lava.
It damages him every frame that it goes through. And at 60 frames a second, that's quite a number of frames.
He's going for the spike suit right now, which is part of the big time save in this new route, because he's going to store a Shine Spark all the way up until X-Ray if he gets it.
Yeah, and that will allow him to Shine Spark all the way across to pick up the X-Ray.
The problem with that being that the spike suit is a double frame perfect trick, so there's no shame in missing it.
Yeah, it looks like he has unfortunately missed it.
Still with a sizable lead over Krankdud, as Krankdud is just making his way down into the lower part of Lower Norfair, about to fight Ridley.
Yeah, so have you ever run the new?
I have not. I saw that you have, though. Just picking up new route on the fly here.
Well, that's not entirely true. I did not just pick up new route on the fly. I have run new route before. In fact, before I entered this tournament, my personal best was with new route.
Interesting. Yeah, new route scares me. The ice clip really scares me. There's a couple of the tricks in here that really scare me, so I'm going to stick with what I know for now.
Yeah, that personal best included a 30-minute time loss to ice clip, so just saying.
I mean, what's 30 minutes, right?
Yeah. Ice Clip. I am familiar with it, but not that familiar with it. So thanks, Double Anti Bingo Tournament. Had to be prepared for your opponent to give you that Ice Clip. I actually hope that we do another Double Anti Bingo Tournament this summer. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I know a lot of people really had good things to say about the Double Anti Bingo Tournament.
Yeah, there weren't that many runners, but it was a lot of fun.
Krankdud wrapping up Ridley. That's a pretty decent Ridley time, but he's got to make up some time here if he wants to beat Wild. And with Wild making his way out of Norfair right now, it's looking pretty grim for Krankdud.
Yeah, Wild has been making mistakes, but at the same time, so has Krankdud. He's not been able to capitalize on the mistakes that Wild has made. So
yeah, and again with Wild with the PV of what was it, 118 something?
118. Yep.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, his average time, his median race time here is 1:19:57. So he's really been charging through his opponents in these races, while Krankdud's median race time has been 1:25:06. So even still, there's been a difference.
Yeah, any race time under 120 is, dare I say, unbelievable.
That is just an absolutely amazing race time. 120 or below is really where it's at. You've got something with this game if you can complete 100% in 120, an hour and 20.
So Wild, picking up the X-ray scope, this will allow him to see through walls if he happens to forget where an item is.
Yeah, this is the most useless item in 100%. Hopefully our runners already know where all of the items are, lest they lose an awful lot of time to using that item. And I think the design of that item in this particular route is simply to troll our 100% runners as they select it and use it by mistake. Oh, Wild going for reverse slinky. Oh! Almost getting the reverse slinky. Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah, reverse slinky, I would say the hardest trick in the entire category. No shame in missing it. Going for it doesn't cost you that much time, but wow, it's a delight to see him attempt it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of time lost, but Krankdud at the same time, not to forget about him, got that speedball to pick up the missile pack and break the blocks there in Norfair on his way out of Lower Norfair. That is also a super swag strat. Yeah, Wild was talking about the reverse slinky and how he really wanted to nail it. So it's good to see him going for it.
Oh my goodness! Did you know there was another missile pack there?
No, I did not.
It's like you could say there's one missile pack, but wait, there's more.
There's more.
That room, known as the Billy Mays room, because
so dumb in this tournament. officially that room is the Blue Brinstar double missile room.
I'm pretty sure officially it is the Billy Mays room.
We'll just have to change our wiki.
Yeah, I think we better get on that right now. And Wild with a pretty swag spark coming out of the old Mother Brain room. That saves him a significant amount of time and also looks really cool.
Yeah. While the official fastest way through that room is to screw attack and space jump through it, that is also the most miserable way through that room because it is just impossible to do that correctly and make your way through there at full speed. So the Shine Spark is going to be your best option.
So it looks like Krankdud has grabbed his last item in Norfair, and he's going to be making his way up the elevator, heading towards X-Ray, and then doing the cleanup that Wild is working on right now.
Yep. Wild picking up the last super pack in the game. And here it comes, here it comes.
Yeah, the grabbing the last missiles, known as the last missiles for because they are the last missiles.
Oh, you missed it. It's the 101th item fanfare.
Oh, dang it!
You gotta get that right.
It's okay. Krankdud will be coming up in it pretty quickly here.
Yeah, we're gonna see Wild Anaconda head straight over to Golden 4, not Golden Chorizo. Chorizo. Oh no, Wild Anaconda does not have enough missiles. He's gonna have to pick up more missiles off the Metroids.
Yeah, he's going to be going. He's going to be showing off his missile count of 69 after Mother Brain 3.
It's
144. It's 144, right? My mistake. But speaking of 144, Wild Anaconda checking his Tinder in the Golden 4 room.
Yeah. Nothing to do here but wait. Yeah, so what we're talking about is Mother Brain's Rainbow Beam. When it hits Samus, it takes away, what is it, 70, no, not 70, anyway, it takes away a certain number of missiles for, like, every frame or so that it hits Samus. And if you have 144 missiles, that's 75 missiles, it will bring you down to exactly 69 missiles, which honors, of course, WildAnaconda69. Yes, 75. 100. See, I did talk about how I was good at math, despite having several degrees in math. A friend of mine likes to make fun of me. He'll throw simple math equations at me, where he knows I will simply get them wrong because there are actual numbers involved and not symbols.
I can understand the I've been there.
Yeah, high-level math doesn't have too many numbers involved.
It really doesn't. Wild Anaconda going for the baby skip.
Oh, getting grabbed! Oh, unfortunate.
I think he's still got a fairly sizable lead over Krankdud, who is just making his way through the Billy Mays room.
Yeah, he still has a lead, but I mean, you know, you don't want to see runners fail at strats, you know.
Very true. I wonder if he's going to go for the Crystal Flash method of the recovery here, or if he's going to go for the... Oh, he's going for the Crystal Flash.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for Crystal Flash, which is very interesting because he has 11 super missiles, which means that, yeah, opening the Ghidorah with a super means he has exactly 10 and now has 49 energy.
He's got to be real careful here. Wild,
yeah.
Goodness. Come on.
What is he doing?
He's setting up for the method. Oh my goodness, Wild!
Now has
8 energy!
Oh my goodness! Dude, he cannot get hit by anything. Okay, choosing to leave the room and Crystal Flash, and finishing his Crystal Flash before the Rinka hits him. While in Crystal Flash, it will damage him for every frame that it goes through him.
Wild. Whew. Okay, we made it to Mother Brain.
Now we did talk about how anything could happen with these runs. That is exactly it right there. Anything can happen. Yes, Rinka could have killed Samus quickly. Here it comes, Krankdud. Get ready for it. Nothing, man, nothing. Did I lose you? Well, we had that 101th item fanfare from Krankdud. He's gonna make his way over to the Golden 4.
Yet again, my cat unplugged my microphone. I was so ready to jump on that.
That's the cat strats. Cat microphone strats.
Yeah, definitely not the top tier strats here. We won't see Wild or Krankdud employing those. Wild getting a pretty textbook stand-up glitch, while Krankdud is going to take the opportunity to check his Tinder.
Yeah, not much to do in that Golden 4 room, but wait. Maybe he'll play another level of Quake.
No such luck today, folks.
Wild just wailing away on Mother Brain 3. Wild getting a gold split there on his last split to the Golden 4. Very nicely done by him. He's still behind his personal best.
Yeah, his personal best already having completed the run.
Yeah. And having killed Mother Brain 3 before actually getting Hyper Beam. Very nicely done by him. Wow, Krankdud getting grabbed by that Metroid. He's going to need to bomb it off of him, and he gets it there.
Do you think that Wild is going to go for saving the animals?
No.
Yeah, that would just be embarrassing at this point, after a run like this.
No, Wild doesn't save animals, doesn't kill Shakti. That's his MO. Now, of course, I could be proven wrong here, but Oh, Wild trying to shine a shine spark up the left side of that room, bonking into the platform, and then going for it again and getting it.
Yeah, we usually see runners opt to shine spark up the right side of the room there, so. Krankdud getting nabbed by the baby Metroid.
Yeah, unfortunate.
That being said, Wild should finish this off with a sub 120, which is absolutely ridiculous. Krankdud refilling at the energy station, not a bad move. We saw what happened with Wild Anaconda with his Crystal Flash almost ending his run.
Yeah, that was pretty scary.
Yeah, it was clenching quite a bit throughout a significant portion of his run.
So it looks like Wild has finished with an SRL time of 1 hour and 20 minutes flat. So all that's left is the confirmation of 100%, and he will have won this race. So big ups to him for that. While we see Krankdud wailing away at Mother Brain 2.
Yeah, he's on a pretty respectable pace. I would say this is about a 125. It's certainly not a bad run for Krankdud.
I think he can get a little faster than that. He could be closer to a 124, maybe 123. Unfortunately, his splits are not very indicative of anything, as they're all just simply patches. Yeah, it's gonna depend on how he does here with the stand-up.
Yeah, it looks like he nailed it. Nicely done. So this is a little interesting thing that Krankdud is doing. If he hops into Spring Ball as the Metroid is on flies on screen, Samus gets locked in that animation there, which looks super hilarious because she'll be dropping bombs but crouched at the same time, so it looks funny. That being said, it also gives you the opportunity to soft lock a lot easier, so maybe don't do it.
Yeah, soft lock. That is not what we want to see. Yeah, there were a number of runners who did not get the required 100%. Very unfortunate. All right, here we go. Dear Force. Gonna get the confirmation for Wild here. While Krankdud working his way through Mother Brain 3. There it is.
Hundo.
Yep. 100% for Wild Anaconda. That confirms he is the winner of our race tonight. Congratulations to him. He is going to take first place in his group. And that means Krankdud is going to take second. So congratulations to both of these runners, because that's still very excellent.
Yeah, and I gotta say, that was a hell of a run by Wild. There were so many moments where the run was so close to dying that, unbelievable, unreal. So many
Yeah.
words that I want to use that I cannot say on screen.
Yes, spiky death room, getting nailed by that platform at the very, very end. Having the reserves there, you know, and not having too much reserves, believe it or not. Then at the end where he had to leave the Zeptite room with Mother Brain and Crystal Flash, you know, having just 8 energy there.
Yeah, cutting it real close.
Very nice behemoth spark by Krankdud there. We're going to see him pass by the animals in just a second. And make his way to the ship.
Yeah, 125.22 on his split, or 23, excuse me. What does it say on SRL there?
It is 125.25 on the SRL timer. That is the official timer for the race. So congratulations to him finishing this. That is right in line with his median race time. So congratulations to both of our runners finishing. It's you know, for Krankdud there, it's a little bit of 47 seconds over his PB. But you know, still not a bad race. Pretty solid runs by both of these runners tonight.
Yeah, being within a minute of your PB on a race, especially when your time is a 124, when your PB is 124, excuse me, that's really good. That's what you want to be aiming for.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a solid performance. You know, that's if you can consistently put up solid performances right around your personal best every time. That's right where you want to be.
All right, so while we watch these credits scroll, we've got some stuff coming down the speed gaming pipeline tomorrow. 5 p.m., we have Kaznode versus Fuzda, and then Benko versus Nutella Forever. Both of these races at 5 p.m. Catch them on the Speed Gaming channel. And then at 7 o'clock, we got EOD Tex versus CFB, so make sure to check those out tomorrow.
Yeah, that's we got some very good runners there. Nutella is absolutely amazing, and CFB and EOD Techs are also pretty good there. That's it's not to say that Kaznode is that much of a slouch, but it's going to be some good races tomorrow.
We got some stuff. Wow, we have a ton of races on Thursday too. 2 p.m. Barrel versus Vertex. 4 o'clock, we got Steph Cat versus Ninja Cloud and DI10 Kong versus Nightmare. 8 p.m. Elminster versus Dorkmaster Fleck, and 10 p.m. Nutella versus Longneck Turtle. So we got a crazy day of Super Metroid on Thursday.
Yeah, it's. I learned that it is Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong. The DI10 is D.
I see.
DIX. Yeah. Managed to say that incorrectly on commentary one time and was quickly corrected by chat.
How fortunate.
Surprise. Chat would quickly correct me there. But yeah, if you're looking for more 100% Super Metroid action, there is a lot more to go. I know there's even on Friday there's going to be some awesome races. Just come and see the one at 10 p.m. on Friday and see M-Chan and and JC. Actually, you know.
I hear there's somebody else running on at 10 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah, no, you don't want to see that guy. You just watch M-Chan and JC.
Fair enough.
Here it is. Krankdud confirming 100% here. Does he get it? And he does. So congratulations to both of our runners for a very nice race. Very, very good. Both of them completing 100%.
Yeah, this was just an absolute delight to watch these two runners face off. Again, I got to say, points to Wild for just what a unbelievable run. Unbelievable. How many times can I see it on stream?
As many as you like.
Excellent.
All right. Well, I am Sir Blaroth, and
And I'm
joining me was-
Christofalo.
Yes. So thank you all for coming out and watching. Be sure to follow the channel, follow the runners, and we'll see you next mission.